Hi again, everybody. It is Thursday. We are just flush up against the weekend. It's right here in the windshield. I'm Bill Phillips. I'm just merely Bill Phillips in the company of the one and only, the Nacho Man, Don Sloan.
And
Don, welcome to the 9-Minute Phill-Up. Oh, it's tremendous.
You never know what you'll start off talking about, but Jordan, producer extraordinary, just said,
"Yeah, there he goes." He said it.
She just said, it feels like Friday.
Yep, absolutely.
It feels like a football feast holiday. I mean, stop and think about it. Tonight we've got the college football semis. You've got Penn State, Notre Dame. You've got Ohio State, Texas tomorrow. The NFL playoffs start Saturday. So after the traditional, you do know the NFL has the traditional Saturday afternoon Houston Texans wild card game.
If the Houston Texans are in the playoffs, it is on a Saturday.
I mean, I would like to know what the line is on Houston making the playoffs and getting that 4-3 time slot.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
But Steelers Ravens.
Yeah.
No matter how you feel about how the Steelers are playing right now, that Steelers Ravens on Saturday night.
Absolutely.
Then you've got Sunday, and then it wraps up Monday, Rams and Vikings. It's a football feast.
Yeah, and the thing you mentioned about the Steelers and Ravens, having covered that game up close in the locker room all those weeks for 15 years, it's a different animal. It's a rivalry game, so it really, the Steelers have lost 4 in a row. Well, this might just be the recipe to get them that win that they need to.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head, because in some ways it seems like motivation is needed for this team. And you want to get focused and motivated. It's playing the Baltimore Ravens. And you stop and think, I've never seen people that are so down on the Steelers right now. It's aggravating. I turn off the radio. I mean, you've got radio talk show hosts, you've got callers, everybody's giving up the ship. I mean, I grew up in the time of Myron Cope where it was us against the world, and man, go Steelers and wave the terrible towel and let's get the magic going. But everybody wants to throw them under the bus.
And that's what's going on in that locker room right now. It's us against the world. And I'll tell you what, Coach Tomlin, love him, hate him, whatever. It might right now, probably more people are on the hate bus than on the love bus, but he will take this and turn it into fuel. He will take it. He'll challenge the manhood of the team. He'll challenge everybody's pride, everything they have, and it'll be funneled into this game. And they know how to beat the Ravens. They know how to play with the Ravens. So regardless of the records, what's going on most recently, they'll be in this ballgame.
You go back to the last Ravens game. I mean, if Russ Wilson protects that football, literally going in for a touchdown, that changed the whole complexion of that football game. So, and then it got away at the end, but it's not like they came onto the field and ran the Steelers just completely out the door. So, and
just as quick as you can get on a losing streak, you can get on a winning streak. And
this so happens too that look at the gauntlet of teams that they played.
Yep.
All of a sudden, what it was the Ravens and the Eagles and
the Ravens
again.
And then you had the Browns thrown in there. You had Kansas City on Christmas Day. So I mean, there's a lot of playoff teams. But that's what we talked about beginning of the season. The Steelers had to make hay early, stockpile those wins, because if it got a little antsy at the back half, and they did their job. And whether they're 10-7 going into the playoffs and they're on a 5-game losing streak,
make hay while the sun shines, Bill.
There you go.
If I heard that one once in my life from my dad and my granddad, I heard it 1,000 times. Make hay while the sun shines, and they did it the easy part of the early part of their schedule, and then they ran in that gauntlet. But the Saturday night was disappointing with the Bengals. But look what Joe Burrow had carved up, did to everybody else. Steelers defense did a lot of good on Saturday night.
They did. And we're saying hey to MJ checking in. And Marty is checking in. He is ready to go. Here come the Irish is what Marty's battle cry is today.
I think we got a little taxed. We skipped Thursday and Friday and went straight to Saturday night.
And then MJ, thank you. It says the two goats of the TOV. So TV9. So thank you.
It's better to be a goat than an old goat.
Yeah. Well, unless you're both.
Oh, speaking of the goat, we're going to talk about the goat a little later on.
Okay.
The restaurant in Steubenville. The goat.
We're going to do a whole. We have a little bit of a surprise announcement for everybody. We'll talk more college football. We'll talk NFL football. But right now, what we have to do is move this out of the way because Valley Converting is our sponsor for the 9-Minute Phill-Up. Have to thank everybody up in T-Town, the Gem City.
We've only been talking for 2 minutes.
No, I forgot to say.
Oh. See, I give her one producer extraordinaire. You've got. I don't want to say you have one job. That's the line. But one of your jobs, you forgot right off the bat. Push the button.
Well, she knows. She knows whether she pushes it now or later. I'm still going to go past 9 minutes, so it doesn't matter. But we want to thank everybody up at Valley Converting, up in the Gem City, up in T-Town, Toronto, Ohio, for their sponsorship. Again, if you have recycling products, specifically paper recycling products, take them to Valley Converting. Let's hear from them now.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
All right, everybody, it's Mike Biasi and the gang, pardon me, up at Valley Converting in Toronto, Ohio. And again, can't thank them enough for all that they do. And before we get to it, we were going to talk a little college football. Don's losing his water cap.
Here we go.
But we're gonna talk some college.
Clear across the floor.
It's over here. College football, NFL football. It's a great time of the year to be a sports fan. Daytona 500 is just around the corner coming up, so a lot going on. So, but what should we do, Don? Should we start another show?
Let's wait a little bit.
Okay, we'll wait.
We've got a major announcement.
All right,
but we're going to wait. Let's call it a tease, a deep tease.
Okay, deep tease. All right. Ron is a big Michigan fan, and he says for some reason the last game, it didn't feel like the players were in the game and never seemed to get any momentum. That's definitely about
Michigan.
But
they destroyed Alabama. That's about the Steelers.
Wow, Don just went there. He hit Jordan with a little Michigan Alabama swipe.
Alabama was my favorite band. I mean, the number one hits that they had.
Good tunes, yeah. I remember the first time. A true story.
The Closer You Get.
True story.
Mountain Music.
Flew down to Miami, freshman. Get to the Hecht Athletic Center. Bobby O'Brien's there. He lives in Jacksonville, Florida. He greets me. Says, "Hey, I'm your guy for the weekend to make sure you get around and make sure you're where you're supposed to be." And he goes, I've got my brother's car here. My car is being fixed up in Jacksonville. Instead of hanging out on campus here this weekend, you want to go to Jacksonville. I'm thinking, Jacksonville, it's got to be a long way away. I said, how long? About 8 hours. I said, yeah, all right, let's go. Drove up to Jacksonville. On the way up, heard all my first Alabama tunes. It was great. I was like, who are these guys? Like, Alabama. You don't know Alabama? I said, no. Played it all the way up. Good stuff.
So if you had a battle of the bands, maybe you could have Alabama and Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
Yeah,
there's your Michigan.
They're from Michigan,
Alabama matchup.
Oh, that's pretty good.
How about Glenn Fry? Glenn Fry was from Detroit.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with anything. No. Anyway, as far as I was thinking about this the other day. Once again, it relates back to Jordan saying it feels like a Friday. College football used to be done on January 1st.
Yep. This has been fun.
College football is awesome. Yeah. It's like we've been given all this extra. Hey, Bill, do you want to have your cake and eat it too?
Yes, please.
You get all the bowl games. You get the New Year's Day games. Now we're going to play football and have the season end January 20th.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild to think that we've got 3 mega games coming up. First one tonight, Penn State, Notre Dame. Yep. And let's be, what do we call that, Jordan? Transparent?
Yeah, okay.
Transparent.
Okay.
You married into a mega Notre Dame family.
Oh, I did. I did. Absolutely.
You went to Miami. Okay.
Yes.
We all know about the Catholics versus convicts game. Back in the day.
But
you've been converted.
For some people that don't understand that whole thing, It was Notre Dame students that started. Everyone thought it was Miami. It was Notre Dame guys came up with a T-shirt plan. Man, did they make some money? They got in trouble, but they made some money. But yeah,
we are in Atlanta, Lou Holtz.
Yeah,
Holtz, Liverpool, Follansbee. It is
my
Notre Dame.
My late father-in-law, Dr. J.J. Macedonia, who very prominent in Steubenville, went to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So when he left school and started to do well and everything, he got season tickets. So now I start to date his daughter. We end up getting married. First Christmas present I ever get from him, he gives me a Miami golf shirt. It's got the university on it, and a Notre Dame hat. And he made me put them on. I said, "What?" It doesn't even matter. The colors don't match. He goes, "You are now the walking contradiction."
Awesome.
Okay. So and the thing, I remember the first time I went up to a game with Doc and his daughters, Mika, Marcy, and Marla, and his wife Diane, and we went up to the game. And I remember I had a friend of mine, Mike Karwoski, who I grew up with in farms. He was an athletic director, or one of the athletic directors at the University in Compliance. So he said, "Hey, Bill, you want to go down on the sideline?" Oh, absolutely. Why wouldn't I want to go down the sideline? So we're down on the sideline, walking around, waving up at Doc and the whole thing. So after the game, they beat USC. First game I ever go to, USC Notre Dame. So I go up, watch the game. The Irish win. Go to the restaurant, and Doc just looks at me and goes, "I'm not paying for you." He goes, "You might have to walk home." And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "I went to school here. I have season tickets here. I've never been down on the field before a USC game." And he goes, "You're here for a half hour and you're down on the field." And I'm like, "Yeah." So the great thing about it, in transparency, I hated Notre Dame. Hated Notre Dame growing up, because you would watch them and
you either hate Notre Dame or you love Notre Dame. There's no in between.
My grandmother actually asked me, I was about 14 years old, she said, "Why do you hate Notre Dame so much?" I said, "I don't know, I just don't like them." and the thing was, at that time in Connecticut, and we only get 3 channels, you didn't have cable, so you get the CBS, ABC, and NBC games. We would get Ohio State, Michigan games early in the day. And then late in the day on Saturday, we would get either USC or UCLA, whoever they were playing. Those 4 teams, whoever they played, that was usually the combination of games we had. So I became a USC fan. So I didn't like Ohio State, the whole thing, but I liked USC the best. And Lynn Swan was still playing college football, so he was outstanding. My brother obviously goes, "I'll go UCLA." I'm like, "Okay, David." I go to the University of Miami. He likes Florida State now. It's like he's just getting you. So anyways, fast forward, and now I've been to so many Notre Dame games, and it's such an enjoyable thing for my family, and now my son and my daughter. They absolutely love Notre Dame, and then having the opportunity to have gone there and see what an unbelievable experience. We went up to a game.
We went last year, and well, one thing first off, so they exchanged rings at the wedding, and then I think part of the ceremony they pinned a Notre Dame logo or leprechaun onto his
I actually have
jacket.
A tattoo now on my back shoulder.
That was part of the marital agreement, because you are completely Notre Dame. They were playing the Notre Dame fight song in the newsroom today. So you talk about that love or hate for Notre Dame, and I will say this: going to the game at Notre Dame last year, gave me a appreciation.
It's really
you just feel the history and everything. It's really wild. And also, though, the best thing, you go to a Notre Dame game with Bill's parking spot, you can throw a rock. And I don't have a very strong arm. You can throw a rock to the entrance of the stadium from Bill's parking spot. And he does. I'm telling you, it's like VIP. So, and if anybody knows me, my number one, I'll go anywhere, as long as I have parking.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, do you want to go to the Daytona 500? Where am I going to park?
How do I get from
that's my odd thing is where if I've got a parking spot, I'll go anywhere, anytime, anything. But back to the hating of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So I, as I've said numerous times, I grew up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I was a Pitt fan and a Penn State fan, which
leaves no room for Notre Dame.
People, how do you do that? No, at that
point. Did you see Jordan's shirt?
She's got a Penn State shirt on.
She's rolling. Yeah.
Because
with both. Okay.
Alabama was good. Georgia was good. These schools and Pitt and Penn State at that time were always in the top 10. And it's like when Pitt played Penn State, I wanted whoever won that game, whoever had the chance to go play for the national title, go to the Sugar Bowl, what have you, and win it. Because I didn't want it to be Alabama or Georgia, one of our schools. So that's my thing. I go to everything at Pitt, but I'm Pitt and Penn State. Same thing with WV. Always had a passion for WVU.
Well, I think we both learned the passion for West Virginia when we got here.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'll tell you what, it's not the biggest stadium. It's not the fanciest stadium. You go to Morgantown, and that place is full up. It's rocking. I mean, it is. The only thing I do have a problem with, that Mountaineer sneaks up on me every time when I'm down the sideline shooting a game, and it'll go to halftime. I'll totally forget it's going to halftime, and all of a sudden, right behind me, bam, the gun goes off, and it scares me half to death.
But that's where I got my hatred for Notre Dame, because at that time, Notre Dame played Pitt every year. Notre Dame played Penn State every year, and those were huge games. The year Pitt won the national title, they opened at Notre Dame. Haygood, it wasn't Kavanaugh. Haygood started quarterback that day, and Tony Dorsett ran all over them.
As Beano Cook likes to say, they grew the grass up about 6 inches tall, and I'm like, how's that? I've never understood that. I'm going to grow the grass like everybody. It just makes everybody slower.
Yeah. Now, I have probably been to more games.
We've got all kinds of. Go ahead.
I've been to more games at Ohio State than any place. And everywhere I go, I tell people, you haven't gone to college. You go to the shoe if you want to go to a college football game.
I'll tell you
just the atmosphere and everything's incredible. And Neyland Stadium, I've been to Tennessee. That was really cool. But it's hard to beat the shoe. And I will say this too. Have you seen a college football team be more impressive than this Ohio State team?
No.
Hey, Tennessee's going to come in. Ohio State rolled them. That game was over before you knew what hit you. Oh, Oregon's going to get Ohio State rolled them. I've never seen a team clicking on all cylinders. I mean,
both sides of the ball,
throwing it, running it. Defensively, this Ohio State team is absolutely incredible.
And the one thing, just to follow up on going to Ohio State games, first time I went out to Adele Barris, he said, well, if they do script Ohio, Bill, and he goes, it's the best tradition in college football. And I thought, script Ohio? Really? The band? Really?
Yeah.
Saw it the first time downfield level. Chills. I mean, it's like an electric charge. When the drum major comes out and smacks the ground, and the tuba player comes out and does the bow, it's unbelievable.
Oh, and you can't beat Sloopy.
No. Although
Carmen, Ohio. I mean, it's just awesome. Just incredible atmosphere.
The atmosphere and everything. It's just that's the great thing of the job.
Parking. Parking is the issue. It's just you better. We would get done
early.
You and I would get, and we went to so many games.
Yeah,
we would get off, leave the station at 1 o'clock in the morning, and be out there for a noon game.
Yep.
I mean, we'd have like 5. I mean, because we would want to get out there by 10 o'clock.
I'll pick you up at 7 in the morning. We're going.
Did a lot of those days.
Oh yeah.
And think of the great quarterbacks we got to see. Joe Germain.
Hey, Joey G. That's my guy. I remember in the Rose Bowl when they beat Arizona State, and he was running to the podium.
The Kent Grahams,
ABC guys dragging him up to the podium, and went, Joe, we get you for a couple. And he recognized Dell and myself. We're on the field. And he's like, yeah. And he stopped, and the guy's going, well, you got to get him. I got to talk to my guys. I went, I'm good. So we and then in the Rose and then in the Sugar Bowl,
he was tough as nails. Joe Germain was tough as
nails. He was a tough kid. Yeah.
But, Stanley Jackson was always fun to watch too.
Yeah. Oh, they had some dancing.
But they had games, some. They had the Kent Grahams and then the Mike Tomczaks and
Kent Graham is still there.
Kirk Herbstreit. I mean, there were some dandies.
They put Kent Graham's statue up at Ohio State when he played. He just hasn't left yet. It's still out front.
All right, that's bad. All right.
It's
okay.
Right.
You got score predictions
for tonight's game?
Tonight's game,
Notre Dame and Penn State.
That would be the game. No, it's the NBA game. I'm at. No, wait, come on.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, they had a big one last night. I don't know if they won or not.
They did against Oklahoma City. Yeah, it was a good game.
But I can't get the games where I live. So anyway,
yeah, I don't know who won. Tonight it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a close game. That just seems like too many points. 24-21 Irish.
Wow. Sometimes you got to write it down, Bill. Penn State 24, Notre Dame 20.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
2 votes with hearts right there. See,
that's no hard vote. I think Penn State
I actually think
has too much offensively.
I think they have too much balance on offense for Notre Dame. That's going to be the difference because against Georgia, Notre Dame didn't really have to worry about the passing game. The first drive they did. After that, he just they got after him and he couldn't do it. Biggest thing is, what will Penn State do if they don't turn the football over? Because against SMU, they had to have those turnovers to win that game. And I know they ran away with it. But if they don't turn the ball over, SMU's in that game, and maybe there's an upset at Happy Valley. Maybe. The quarterback threw 3. They will go down. He gets the first down, or the guy catches it for a touchdown.
I mean, they had those. But who says they don't get the football and they go and go on a drive strike?
Because they didn't. They turned it right back over. So I'm just saying it could have been a different game. So if they don't turn the football over against Notre Dame tonight, that could be a problem for Penn State because they did that in their second game against Boise State as well. They got turnovers. So if their defense doesn't have turnovers tonight, I think
Penn State's top defensive player injured. We're not sure if he's going to play.
So that's a big thing.
But Jeremiah Love,
he's got a banged up knee, and that makes a difference because if you don't have to worry about the 2 of them,
but they're saying good to go. They're saying Love's going to play,
and whether you're playing like you did all season are two different things. But you're not going to sit out.
But the thing too with these, it's interesting with these teams. The 2-headed monster, Singleton and Allen at running back, both about 1,000 yards for both of them. For Penn State, same thing with Ohio State with Henderson, Judkins. So
and you get a fresh running back, and they all do something a little bit different. And the one thing about tonight's game, I think if you like defensive football, Notre Dame and Penn State should get after it a little bit tonight.
Yeah, it's like we like to call a slobber knocker.
Oh, yeah,
it will be a slobber knocker.
What's the name of the number 44, the tight end for Penn State?
Warren.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a game changer.
He's a ball player.
Tyler Warren.
If I'm a GM for an NFL team and he's going to the draft, I'm looking at him in the first. He's
good. A Dave Casper type.
He is good. Yeah. He is really, really good. So he could be. That's that part of, are they going to be able defensively to slow him down coming out of the backfield or coming off the end and catching those little seam passes?
Okay, that's tonight.
You've got
score prediction for tomorrow.
I don't think Texas is going to be able to cover the wide receivers for Ohio State. I just don't. I don't think Texas, give them the 3 points, maybe even 6 points for home field advantage. Because I know there's going to be Ohio State fans there, but it's in Dallas. It's going to be crazy. I think Ohio State rolls them. I'm going to say 28-10.
Okay.
And that might be low on the Ohio State score.
Once again, I'm a big believer in writing things down.
Wow. 31-10.
How about Bill and I are we're really on the same wavelength?
I'll tell you what.
Did anybody?
Oh, we got a bunch of comments, and that's
wonderful.
Jordan, can you?
Bill doesn't have his glasses.
Yes, please.
Just the good ones. The ones complaining. We just delete those here.
Okay, all right.
It's a shame when you got to bring.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I left mine on my desk.
You left your heart in San Francisco.
That too.
Is that the song? Yeah.
Yes, it is. Tony Bennett. Oh, you all right, here we go. All right. Ooh, the Eagles.
I love them. I love the Eagles. Love the Eagles, but it's just not the same without Glenn Fry.
Yeah, all right.
That's two Glenn Fry references.
Now, Marty is
that on your bingo card.
He's big in Miami because of Smuggler's Blues.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saying, back in the 80s. Now, Marty is
No Fun Allowed was the one album.
He had one of the T-shirts. He had one of the convict and Catholics T-shirts. Ron, get ready with the Heimlich maneuver in Happy Valley as Franklin chokes this time of year.
No, but
Ron's always bringing the hot take.
But the Heimlich will be the next game.
There you go. Brian checking in saying if the same Ohio State team shows up that played Oregon, they'll be hard to beat. Absolutely agree with that. They're the hottest team going right now. Marty back in. I got to see Notre Dame versus West Virginia in 1989 for the Natty. Yes, I rooted for Notre Dame. So,
Major Harris.
Major Harris, yeah.
Don Nealon.
Had a really good team.
I was all over West Virginia for that one.
Remember Don Nealon, though? super nice guy, great coach. Man, those fingers would get a little. He'd do his press and he had the pinky that was going out in the wrong direction. I was just thinking, Coach, can't you fix that?
Yeah, but I loved his press conferences.
Oh, they were great.
He was so folksy.
Yeah.
And Mickey Ferfari would always start off with the questions.
Mickey, what do you got for me? What do you got for me? He would,
That's the first thing. We hired a reporter named Juliana Ferfari, who actually lives in South Bend now, and that's all I ever got asked. Is that Mickey's granddaughter? And I told her, I said, just tell people you're related to Mickey Ferfari. That'll go over very well.
Well, that was funny because the other week before the Indiana game, she called me up and she was talking to myself and my son Ian, asking about what Notre Dame ideas we had for a special. So we were talking about some of the things with players and this and that and other things. So she was getting ready to put a big special together, and I guess it went very, very well. So she's doing a great job out there.
You're dressed rather dapper today, by the way.
Well, I'm trying to change it up a little bit. I remember a game just before Tennessee game. Didn't hear how impressive a Buckeye offense was doing. They just are not playing a Michigan defense. Ron he's on it. No. Ron's on it. He's always bringing.
Well, we've decided to actually throw the football and not and open up the offense.
I can't remember who said this to me. I don't know if it was you, or somebody. Someone. Chip Kelly just decided during the Michigan game, we're not showing anything for the playoffs. We're not showing anything. And no, you're beating Michigan no matter what. You have to beat Michigan.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Completely
random question.
Completely off the rails.
Okay.
Would you rather have the Steelers wide receiving core or Ohio State?
Ohio State's. It's not even close.
Give me a Buka, Smith, and Tate.
Yeah.
Over Pickens, Jefferson, and whoever else.
Yeah,
how about that?
Yeah. I mean,
but the Buckeyes receivers are unbelievable. Jeremiah Smith would be the top. I mean, he's phenomenal.
It's wide receiver now. I mean, that's if you're a hot receiver, that's where you're going to go to play. I mean, how many players have they had drafted in the first round lately out of the wide receiver position? Okay. Marty with his Marty's not playing any defense in tonight's game between Penn State and Notre Dame. 42-38 Irish.
No, slobber knocker. My initial thought was 17-13. So
no.
But Penn State is much better than when they played Ohio State early in the year. And go back to that Oregon game. Penn State moved the ball well. They just could not stop Oregon.
Yep.
And Notre Dame's offense,
could be
a bit pedestrian. I see Notre Dame having trouble scoring.
The big thing is there's going to be a game that, and it might be tonight, it might be the national championship game if they can beat Penn State, that Notre Dame is going to have to throw the football with tremendous success if they want. Then they have thrown the ball well, but they do not do it prolifically. And I think they may have to do that if they want to.
Prolifically. We can't have $5 words in this show. Anyway, we not to neglect the rest of the weekend. But,
Brian Hartline is the man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Boy, I'm glad WV got Rich Rod back, but boy, Hartline would have been pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Broncos Bills, they play on 1:00 on Sunday because we've disregarded half the NFL. Bill, by the way, and you know what? The Steelers will play Texans. Yeah, this win. They may have gone down there and been flat.
Yeah,
they need it motivate. This is motivation.
This is going to be the biggest motivation they could have had.
Okay, we got to take care of business because we have a Fox station. Packers Eagles.
Yeah.
4:30 on Sunday. You can watch it on Fox 9.
Game.
And we're going to keep going.
Okay.
Washington Commanders and Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Let's go.
8:00.
Let's go.
On WTOV. So
all right, Washington, we see you.
The games that we have on our vast network of stations, we have on Fox 9, 4:30, Sunday, Packers, Eagles, Commanders and Buccaneers, and man, Baker Mayfield. What a comeback he's made.
Yeah.
8 p.m. on WTOV. Then it wraps up Vikings Rams. And I don't want to go back and talk about the 70s and the Purple People Eaters and Jack Youngblood and the Rams and Vikings. They played every year.
Yeah.
It seemed like in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what we got.
I had a
How long have we been doing this? We're over 9 minutes.
Way over 9 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the points the Irish put up since the loss against Northern Illinois. So Marty defending his position. They have put up some points. There's Heartland.
Honesty.
Yes.
I watched that game at Phill-Up's.
Oh, really?
And I had the best food, but I was cheering like heck for Northern Illinois.
There you go. I watched that.
I admit it.
I watched that at home. I was just watching the game. I was out in the garage having a cigar, watching the game, and Ian wasn't there. He's playing golf, and he literally, I think, went, "Oh, I can play golf this afternoon with my buddies because they're playing Northern Illinois. They'll steamroll them."
We stopped there, and my buddy Pete and his wife Martha and my wife and I met them at Phill-Up's, and then we were going up to see the band The Extractions in Bridgewater.
Yeah, all right. Well, Brian checks in. He says Brian Hartline does an incredible job recruiting. He usually gets who he wants. And right now, if you're a wide receiver, you want to go in the first round. If I can start at Ohio State, I have a chance.
Put these back on. I think those are a bit small for your face. I think you need bigger cheaters.
I have bigger ones out. I just left them on my desk. I wasn't thinking.
Because they're to be at the end of your nose, and they only make it that's better. But then I don't know how you can see.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here for a reason.
Yes, you are. Well, I tried to introduce it earlier.
You tried to do it earlier. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, big, mega big.
I'm gonna wait. Let me sit back.
Bigger than big
get ready
announcement.
for this. I'm ready. Go ahead.
Major announcement.
Yep.
Okay. Since the Sports Friday on the go. During football season.
Again, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and watching that. It was great success.
It was such a success.
Mm-hmm. We had fun.
That all of our sponsors from that, what are you going to do? We don't want to wait until next fall for more of the fun and frivolity.
Sure.
And
you
chaos.
You yelled at me for a $5 word, then you break out a $6
well,
word.
That's why I'm trying to keep ahead of the game. So the powers that be and our sponsors and everybody, we're together. We're back again. We're going to be back for real beginning Thursday night, not tonight. Tonight, we're going to go practice.
Okay.
Next Thursday night, and it's not 9 minutes, it's an hour because I think we talk a lot.
Yep.
So
an hour might not be able to hold us.
Thursday nights from 7 until 8, we will be at Seven Ranges Entertainment. And if you've never been to Seven Ranges Entertainment, it's
in Steubenville. If you don't know where it is,
it's at the edge of the Fort Steuben Mall.
Yep.
Okay,
the old Sears building.
Exactly. They've got everything. You walk into that, you've like your fun and games blew up, a casino, whatever. Yeah. You've got lights, sounds, noise, games,
bowling alleys, all kinds of stuff.
Bowling alley. You've got
great food.
Throwing. You've got the Goat restaurant.
Yep.
Is it the Goat House? The
Goat House.
The Goat House.
They had the fan cam for the games of the week.
Exactly.
Goats.
Exactly. And so it's the Goat House restaurant. All kinds of TVs to watch all the sports you want. All kinds of food. All kinds of fun. And then you add us. So it's food, fun, and frivolity.
There you go.
Thursday night, 7 to 8. So it's going
to be interactive.
It's an interactive sports talk show. So for the first half hour, and I'm not sure if you and I could talk for half an hour, but we're going to try. It's a piece of clay.
I haven't done a 9-minute Phill-Up under a half hour in 7 years.
So we're going to talk sports from 7 until 7:30. That's going to be the first part. We're bringing back the Bill Phillips Sports Challenge.
Oh, watch out.
So people can challenge Bill. I don't know if he wants to throw the axes. We'll find out. But like bowling and the different things there'll be a live Bill Phillips Sports Challenge.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I haven't bowled in a while. Yeah.
So and then we're gonna have food. We can't eat here. Yeah. So that's why we had to take it on the road.
There you go.
We're going there. So we're gonna have food for the Goat restaurant. Whatever they bring out, we'll be their trial taste kitchen and check out what food they have.
Sounds good.
While we eat, we'll have a jacked up commentary from Jack Hillgrove.
All right.
As you can watch Jacked Up here on the YouTube.
Yep.
And and then fans that come out, and we want people to come out. We want people to come out to Seven Ranges Entertainment for this show. So you can be there and watch us live, and then we want to go to live questions. We won't be calling up on a phone. It'll be standing right there. Yep. Hey, guys, I want to ask you about this or that. So live interaction, live Q&A.
No,
with people, you can still get on here.
Still get on there and send some questions. Yeah. We got producer extraordinaire Jordan. So she's running the whole show. So, I mean, we're just going to whatever you need, Jordan, whatever you want us to do, we'll do.
So it's like this,
but
blown up.
Yeah.
Bigger, funner.
It's a lot of pressure.
Thursday nights.
We'll be all right. We handle that pressure.
Well, we got to figure out how we can talk for that long. But Thursday nights now.
People may pay us not to talk that long.
And we want as many people to be aware of this and get out there. So next Thursday, it will be live 7 to 8 on Fox 9. And it will also be here on the YouTube channel. See, that's part of my Ohio State, YouTube. The YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and our website. Am I missing anything? Yeah. YouTube, Facebook, website, and Fox 9 next Thursday, 7 to 8. The second week of it, it will be on WTOV on the NBC in those places. Then week 3, it will be strictly digital. So we want people to come out. We want people to watch us on all the various platforms and take part and get in here and type in and send us questions, comments. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I want to see people come out. Hey, if you're Steelers, wear your Steelers. If you're Browns, wear your Browns gear. We want you to wear your jersey, sweatshirt, whatever to support your favorite team.
Or if you want to wear your local high school jersey, that's fine too. Whatever you want to wear.
Hopefully next week.
Jerseys,
Next week, we'll probably be talking about previewing an Ohio State Penn State national title game is what we could be talking about next Thursday.
Could be
and we could also be talking about a Steelers second round playoff game.
You know what the interesting thing is? The Texas Longhorns have been completely disregarded from any conversations in this portion of the country.
Well, you know why? I mean, it's just all that's left is teams playing for who's going to finish second.
Well, you're talking about 4 blue bloods.
It is, and think about that. But I mean, let that sink in. Though it literally is. There's 4 teams left. 3 of them are playing to see who's going to be second to Ohio State. Because it's all over
at this point. How about Zach checking in with his eyeballs?
I can't see that. I don't know.
Well, he's got the little eyeball thing there.
Oh, awesome!
He's looking.
But with that, you had an excellent point.
What's that?
We talk about the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yep.
And all these folks on these shows, we've got to buy another pair of glasses.
I'll go get
Hollywood Eye Center. Where are you? Anyway. The NCAA basketball tournament, Cinderellas. Ain't no Cinderellas. The Cinderellas have all got their ruby red slippers and hit the door. They're done. You've got the 4 mega teams left.
Yeah,
I mean, they're blue blood programs. When you're talking Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, ratings, Bill, are going to be through the roof.
They should be.
People can say what they want about Cinderella. People ain't tuning in for Arizona State.
No.
And SMU. Okay, so Boise State and Arizona State or SMU. People weren't tuning in for that. People are tuning in for this.
People would be excited. And now, if there was one of those teams that was still alive, in terms of, as one of the Cinderellas, and they were in the Final Four, people would be excited about that. But then they want to see the best of the best.
I just got a text.
Well, hold on.
And this is from wait a minute. This
is
this is from our super intern from 2 years ago. I won't give out her whole name, but her name's Haley.
Okay.
She goes, "Oh my goodness, this is really entertaining. I like your dynamic." Yes, we have a dynamic. I'm not sure, but we are 2 dynamos.
I've never.
But Haley, we appreciate that.
Absolutely. Ron, check back.
Is frivolity a word?
It is.
Google that.
7 to 8 is
I
the
had
pre-show
no idea
standing
Bill
room
was
only.
a Notre Dame fan.
Who's that?
Bill was a Notre Dame fan by marriage. Trust me.
Yeah, no. Before that, no.
We'll be there early. We'll be there at 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So come on out, meet us, talk to us, so forth. We want you to be there.
My man Patrick Hibbins checked in.
We want people turning people away. We want to overload the joint.
He says, "I want to challenge Sleepy Bill in bowling." I'm like, all right. Now, Patrick likes to call me Sleepy Bill. A lot of people. You looked really sleepy the other morning, so they gave me the nickname Sleepy Bill. So I'm like, okay.
Well, we will be there tonight practicing. So I'm not telling you not to come tonight, but we'll be there tonight practicing. So you're more than welcome to come and get a little behind the scenes and see what we do.
But we are very much on deadline tonight because the kickoff is at 7:30, so we're going to be done by 7:20. Mark it down.
You come to the Goat House, get your food.
Yeah.
Come over and watch us. But then next week it's for real.
Yeah.
So next week's the time. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, come on out. And I'm telling you, we're going to have a mic stand, and you can stand and you can ask us questions.
What do you think people would think of? I think most people want Notre Dame and Ohio State. If you're just you already saw the Penn State Ohio State game. Ohio State went on the road and beat Penn State there in a game that wasn't super exciting. It was a great defensive football game, but
I either one would be Ohio State, Notre Dame, Ohio State. Both would be phenomenal games.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. I mean, matchups.
Yeah.
Once again,
it's all about matchups.
There's
all
the hype,
about matchups. Yeah,
and then there's the game. Sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a sizzle, and there's a steak.
Yep.
I think Ohio State runs the doors off of whoever they face the next 2 weeks.
If they keep throwing the ball like they're throwing the doors
off, run the doors off.
Yeah, they look
and
great.
People underestimate the running game. As I said, Henderson, Junkins, both close to 1,000 yards, each with 10 touchdowns. And I'll tell you what, Will Howard's not too shabby.
We have some stats to back that up tonight. We did some practice stats, and in terms of the running game for Ohio State, they put up huge numbers in their first 2 playoff games.
Yeah,
they're balanced. The offensive line is playing well.
Well, that touchdown run the other night by Henderson, I've heard about people going into third gear.
Yeah.
He went from third gear to fourth gear to some overdrive. I mean, it was incredible. Just the burst once he turned the corner. And the other thing, you got to watch for Smith so much. They threw that little flip to him that he made it out.
Yeah.
Well, the one in the backfield that they flipped him.
Yeah.
You've got to watch what they do with him, where they move him in different locations.
Is there any way Texas knocks him off?
No.
Okay. I don't think so either. I'm just asking, is there any way in your imagination?
And you want to talk about Quinn Ewers? People forget he went to Ohio State for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Picked up some NIL game, and then went back
and
deep
in the heart
of
I'm not going to play here. I got to go.
And how about this? They say.
I just thought of it.
Say devil's advocate.
I just thought of how Texas could beat Ohio
He
State.
gets hurt and Arch Manning plays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Arch Manning comes in. Peyton's down on the sideline with Eli and Archie, and they're going, let's go. Jordan is actually looking at me right now going, you guys need to wrap this thing up.
Well, we will. But think about this.
She just covered her face. We will.
Think about this. If it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But if Texas were to win the national championship and Quinn Ewers plays somewhere else next year, because he ain't coming back.
No.
You think that Archie Manning and the Manning
clan,
Manning, they're like royalty.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you call the royalty of people? Like I don't know, like
Duke and Duchess,
King and whatever. Queen? Yeah. But there is a term for that. I don't know what it is. Anyway,
the royal family.
The royal family. The Mannings, football's royal family, are going to be like, Arch is going to be the backup for a third year. No, Quinn Ewers out of here. And I don't
go to the NFL.
But I don't think he's going to turn pro. I think somebody will give him $8-10 million, maybe 10
I wonder
million.
how much he's getting at Texas.
Yeah. But I think he will go.
How much is Arch Manning getting at Texas?
I think he will end up playing. Well, I don't know Big Ten, but he's gonna go play somewhere. The rumor is a Big Ten school. Watch him end up in Indiana. I don't know where Indiana's not found all this money.
As good as they did recruiting this year.
He goes, Michigan shells out another chunk, and he ends up at Michigan. And the $10 million guy they just got, the freshman, sits behind him for a year.
They got to figure that out at some point.
But Quinn Ewers, and even making the semifinals, won't be at Texas next year. That's pretty hard to conceive and imagine.
No, not with Manning there.
How long are we, Jordan?
We are way over.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we will say this, though. For this other show to be an hour, we've got to be able to go 10 minutes longer. So, and that's next Thursday night. Okay, next Thursday night, 7 ranges.
All right, we got 3 more comments.
Entertainment.
All right. You two ever consider sports on the go for basketball? We did consider it. It's been talked about. The difficult thing with basketball, we haven't been able to quite figure it out, is how you would drop into different games as you're going along, because it happens so quick. The buckets
and know what the score is,
and know exactly know what the score is. So it's been discussed, but right now it's something for the back burner.
But we're like what? Older NBA players that have to take. I mean, we've only got so many pitches.
Game management.
Well, yeah, we have to have management.
Ron checks in, and Ron always with the best hot takes. Jeff better contribute cooking up a Storm sample platter.
Well, we may try to get Jeff involved with the GOAT.
This could be interesting.
But that's the thing. Go to the GOAT, eat your dinner, and then come over and watch us from 7 until 8.
We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it with this. We're gonna say so long. We're gonna leave it with this. Ron's get the final say. The 9-minute Phill-Up is the pre-show for the news at noon. Ron, thank you very much.
Well, there you go.
Thanks, everybody. Can't thank you enough for just getting on.
Name and logging in. Show. Well, you got to become a better plugger.
That's what you're here for.
I'm here to make the announcement. You're here to plug it.
So tonight, if you want to come and see the practice show, we're going to get started about 6:30. It is News 9 Sports on the go. And it's going to be at 7 Ranges in Steubenville. It's the old Sears store at the Fort Steuben Mall. You want to come out for practice. And next week we start full throttle next Thursday. And hopefully all the local teams that we're talking about will still be in it. And that'll make it more fun for next week. And if they're not, we'll still talk about all that stuff and have a great time. So got a lot going on. Ron, you're right. We've got the pregame show for the midday news coming up. So we'll have all of that. I just got to remind everybody.
Not bad.
No. 2 rules, everybody. Have fun and always try your best. He's the Nacho Man. I'm Bill Phillips. Some people call him Don Sloan. We like to call him Nacho Man. And that's how most of you guys know him anyways, the Nacho Man.
Penn State 24, Notre Dame 20, Ohio State 31, Texas 10.
Notre Dame 24.
Write it down.
Notre Dame 24, Penn State 21.
And the Steelers.
Ohio State 28, Texas 10.
And the Steelers will beat the Ravens.
I'm wavering on a pick.
The Steelers will beat the Ravens.
I am wavering on a pick, but I do. The more I go along this week, I'm more excited about the Steelers just being ramped up and they pull one off.
And Ryan Blaney will win the Daytona 500, but that's for another show. Say good night, Bill.
Good night, Bill.
Well, it's not at night, so good. Good mid morning.
See you tomorrow, everybody.
Wait a minute, Jeff was supposed to be in here doing a weather thing. We went over Jeff's time.
This is the 9-minute Phill-Up, so I need you to. 2 rules. Have fun and always try your best. We'll see you next time, everybody.